Hello, my lovely galactites. I'm back again with another vlog. It is now officially 2022, which is the year of my graduation with my PhD, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. I can't say. Anyways, I have been saying that when 2022 starts, I'm actually going to start writing my thesis, and so this is still 0, but it's not going to be 0 for much longer. We are actually going to get some progress here. I don't really want to tell you guys this because it's so embarrassing and so frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, I cried so fucking hard when I realized. So I told you that I'm running this huge grid of simulations, about 150,000 total simulations within this grid. It's a 10-dimensional grid. And so I was really concerned that I wanted to get everything exactly right before I started running 150,000 simulations because it takes a lot of computing time and a lot of computing power. I started doing it in early December. I was checking on it, it was working fine. I was using New Parallel to work on all these jobs so that they were working from the same job logs so that I wouldn't be repeating jobs. I checked up on it, it was all working the way I wanted. I was good to go. I went on break and literally the day I went on break, it started duplicating jobs. I still don't know why it was doing this. To my understanding, it shouldn't do it. And of course I was on break, so I wasn't very closely monitoring my results. I was trying to just get all the simulations running while I was gone. And so I kept running these simulations and they were running duplicates. A lot. I mean, some of them weren't, but most of them were. Which means that I'm really behind now in my simulations, not only in calendar time because it's now January and I kind of want my results so I can finish writing, but I wasted a lot of computing time. Like a lot, hundreds of thousands of hours. I have my first meeting with my advisor tomorrow since break, and I have to tell him this, and I'm terrified to do it. It was my biggest fear was I'm going to waste all these computing hours. And now I might not have enough computing hours left on my PI's account to finish all the simulations I need. We'll see. It's kind of touch and go. There are other people that could have used those hours, and I just feel really bad about it. And I fucked up. That's on me. I mean, I thought that I had it set up and I didn't, and I went on break and I wasted a ton of time and effort and resources. That's a shitty feeling. It's a really shitty feeling, But there's literally nothing I can do about it now. I can't go back in time and undo it and get those hours back. So going forward, I still don't understand exactly why it was duplicating the jobs, but rather than waste a lot of time figuring that out because I really need to get these done, I just added in a check at the beginning of the script that basically checks and sees if this one was already done because I have output saved. And so if the output is already saved, it just skips it. So now it's only wasting about, 1 to 2 seconds if it's a duplicate job instead of redoing the entire thing, which takes hours. We're making progress. I'm at about 21% done with the 150,000 total simulations that I need. Good, I guess. Hopefully it will get done relatively soon. And in the meantime, writing. Also, because it's the final year of my PhD, I'm going to be done being a grad student in just 3 or 4 months. So I need to work on having a job. I actually just applied for a fellowship. It's a AAAS mass media fellowship that's kind of designed for scientists that want to kind of go into science communication and journalism, which I want to do. So I applied for that. The application was due yesterday, and I'm gonna hear about it in April, which is a little late just because I'm going to be finishing in April, so I want to be applying for jobs before then, and I kind of need to know if I'm going to be spending 10 weeks this summer doing the fellowship. It's not a big deal. I'm just very impatient, and I want to know if I got it. I don't think I did. It's a very competitive fellowship, but it would be, very ideal for me. I did find 1 or 2 jobs I always want to start applying for, but it's still a little bit early. I'm not going to be, available to start working until at least May. But that's coming up soon. It's also officially winter in Chicago now, not just because we passed the solstice, obviously, but we actually finally got snow this weekend. They were saying 9 inches, and then it ended up being 2 inches, which is par for the course if you live in the Midwest. We always get really hyped up about these winter storms, and sometimes they happen, and then sometimes it's a little bit of a disappointment. But I don't really like snow, so I'm not that disappointed. I just want it to be summer again. That's one of my main criteria for where do I want to live after Chicago? I love Chicago a lot, but I do not like winter. No snow, please. People that are oh, I like seasons. Yeah, I like seasons too. I like seasons where the winter is about 10 degrees colder than the summer. I am very tired. This is actually caffeinated coffee, which if you know much about me, you know I usually drink decaf. But I've been having trouble sleeping. Not totally sure why, but I think partly it's because I'm super stressed about finishing my PhD. Not because it's not going well. My advisor thinks I'm on track. He thinks there's no reason I can't defund in early April, graduate in the spring. So I'm still waiting on a lot of these simulations. I was able to figure out why they weren't working, but I still need a lot of cores on the cluster and it takes time for my jobs to queue, and then the jobs are limited at 36 hours, so I have to redoing it and then it has to queue every time. It's kind of a pain. I've also been writing this paper and I'm just thinking about how long the publishing process takes, and I do want to publish this paper, but if I don't even have data yet, like there's a whole lot that needs to go into the paper after I actually get the large chunk of my data. I do have some data. Yeah, so just feeling stressed. And then also like, I need a job. I actually just submitted an application for a job this week, and I think that's part of the reason I'm feeling like kind of antsy, because one, I'm like, am I gonna get it? Am I not? Like, it's kind of a perfect fit and I really want it, but also like, jobs are scary. And in particular, if I do get a job, then I really actually have to finish. Like right now, if I end up not being able to finish this, well, not even this quarter, next quarter, the spring quarter, then, you know, it's not a huge deal. I'll just go into the summer quarter. But if I get a job, then we've got suddenly an actual real timeline. Deadlines. I hate deadlines. Who likes deadlines? I mean, I love deadlines. I love the whooshing noise. I guess they pass by. Even though I know there's no real reason to be worried, I can't help but worry. Now, also keep in mind, I have an anxiety disorder, so that might not be helping. At least I'm making progress. At least things are going in the right direction. Just one section at a time. We're gonna get there. As January draws to a close, I am still working on finishing up this last project that I really was hoping to have done by now. But all of my simulations are about 70% done, and I am working on finishing up the paper. I've actually done comments with my advisor on a few of the sections, so we're like definitely making progress. But I just, yeah, things are starting to stress me out. But I'm actually starting a writing accountability group for grad students. I think we were supposed to start last week, but because of COVID, they've been like messing around with our schedule. So anyway, now I think it's going to start this Friday. So hopefully that will really help me get going. But also, again, this is deceptive because I've just been writing a paper that is not technically my thesis, but is basically going to be a chapter of my thesis. So it is sort of actually like working on my thesis. I'm also not doing it right now because I should be, but I'm procrastinating by making this. So on a completely unrelated note, it was like 9 degrees today, and that's without wind chill. With wind chill, it was like negative 15 or something, and I may never go outside again. So I'm back in my office today. They've actually opened campus up again, so that's nice. I just have a little 2-person office. My office mate not here today. And today I have my first meeting of my structured writing accountability group, and I, like I said, was pretty annoyed about this, that it's going to be on Zoom now, but it still was pretty good, and it was good to just like have that time to really focus, and everyone in the group was really nice, and I decided I should probably work on my thesis, because for like the past few weeks, I've been having some trouble falling asleep at night, and I literally start thinking about the fact that I'm supposed to defend and I don't have any thesis written, and it's like really stressing me out, but then yet somehow I still just continue to not do it as if, you know, it's going to magically get done on its own. So today I worked on that, and we're making some progress here. Now this is a little bit deceptive because it looks like I wrote a shit ton a day, and I actually didn't, but I imported one of the papers that is going to be one of the chapters of my thesis, and so I spent a couple hours getting all of that formatted right and getting it into the document the way it needs to be. And so yes, this is good. This is nice progress for me. And while I was in the meeting, I got an email that I have been moved on to the semifinalist round for this fellowship I applied to that I really want to get. That would be this summer. So I'm really excited about that, and hope that I get that. So yeah, things are going pretty good. I'm still feeling very anxious all the time. Still can't believe I'm somehow supposed to graduate in like 2-3 months. But here we are. I'm gonna make it somehow. Well, I think this will wrap it up for I'm gonna call this the winter vlog, as it is snowing buckets outside right now. Does it snow buckets? I don't think it does. It rains buckets. It snows, I don't know what the idiom here is, but it's snowing a lot, and I gotta go walk home in that, so that'll be fun. But I will probably be making another vlog, and it will probably be much the same, and I'll be very anxious and trying to get things done. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again soon. Have a good one. Bye!